Hi all, it's Kimberly. Welcome back to the Illumined Guru, and I just want to take a quick minute or several to bring you your 11/11 energy update. We're going to talk about what's currently going on in the collective, pull some cards, and talk about how we can maximize or optimize this gateway energy. So currently in the collective, we're seeing a lot of endings right now, a lot of karmic relationships ending where we're tying up karma that we won't have to re-encounter again. So this means lessons learned. And for some of you, this is out of your own volition, your choice. You are finally, stepping into clarity. You're seeing what you need to do next. And, it might not be easy to rip off the Band-Aid or to step away from someone or some situation that hasn't been exactly healthy for you, but you're aligned enough with yourself where you can do that. For others, it's kind of being served up for you. Some of you have heard in the collective, and not just twin flames, but across the board, that there have been sudden breakups or sudden things that weren't expected. Now, for twin flames that go into separation during this time, it's most likely going to be because one partner or the other isn't willing to deepen the connection at this time. That means that there's more work that they need to do on their own before they would be ready to commit. And there's more healing as individuals that you need to do. So please just trust in however that's playing out for you if you are encountering separation. I do feel that there is a whole majority that are of twin flames that are going to be coming together because so many are leaving karmic partners right now. So let's talk about the karmics. So whether you are leaving a karmic or you're leaving someone that you thought it was your twin flame that you're kind of like discovering is more of a karmic relationship, or you have a partner, like a twin flame partner who you kind of know or suspect is leaving a karmic relationship, or whether you're just finding this and you're going through some sort of an ending in some area of your life. We're being reminded that we must create space right now so that we can step into our full potential, come all the way into ourselves, work our path, light our path, and also, create the space for the new partner, for the divine partner, for the true partner, who for many of you, that's coming in over the next year. So sometimes when we go through our breakups or our endings, we feel it triggers all the abandonment stuff and it triggers all those wounds, and we play an old tape that's like, oh, this always happens to us. Oh, no one loves us. Oh, no one, wants to stay or whatever that is. And I must remind you that you are very loved, and become mindful of those cycles or those tapes that you play so that you can heal beyond that, because that's not the truth. The truth is that you get to decide how the next phase goes. And the more healing that you do, the more opportunity that you have to end those cycles forever. The lovers that don't commit, the people that leave us, the ones that don't love us all the way, the ones that abuse us, or the narcissistic partners. You are clearing up karma now, which feels like completed for this lifetime. That's how they're showing it to me. Complete for this lifetime. So it means you're not going to have to re-encounter it again in this lifetime, provided you come all the way home to yourself and practice alignment and keep healing. Many of you are ready for that. Many of you, this is the final lesson. Some of you, many actually, you're not going to encounter this person again in the next life. You've actually tied up the karma for all the lifetimes you've been together with this particular person. So if it feels particularly heavy, if it's been particularly difficult, if it's been really, really hard to learn the lesson or get away from this person or step out of your denial, or the situation, it's not just people, then you're tying up karma for lifetimes, really. And this means that you're getting the lessons. So this is going to free you. This is going to free you to move forward, to, open up and move forward on your path. And this doesn't mean that, if something was karmic, that you don't have the right to grieve. Like a lot of times I feel like in this community, like the word karmic lessens the connection, but there's love. There's, this is a person that you've shared something with, or you've shared an experience with, or a relationship with, or love with. and that's never easy. So give yourself time to grieve. But often we stay attached to karmic, so we block we block the good, we block the joy, we block, the abundance, we block ourselves from our full potential when we stay stuck in these cycles, trying to get these lessons, these hard lessons that our soul is like having a hard time, learning, or our 3D self is having a hard time learning. So we stay stuck, and that blocks what's really, meant for us from coming in. And it's not that it deters it. It's just that we prolong the timelines. We keep prolonging the timeline. So I feel like many of you are just saying, yes, I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready for that full life, for the abundance, for the love, for everything. And it's worth right now the letting go. And it's still painful, but it's worth the letting go. Now, if you've just experienced an ending of some sort, or in the throes of an ending, or are needing to make the end, and to shift into yourself, I posted something on social media today on the Illumined Guru Facebook page and Instagram, and it's speaking to this about creating space for the new. And I talk about the 4 main reasons why we typically hang on or stay attached to what is, what was, or what could have been. And so I want you to read that if this interests you, if you're going through a breakup, if you're going through an ending, if you want to know why you're still attached or you can't let go of the attachment, and see if these questions that I ask and these aspects that I point out resonate for you, because I think they'll help you, okay? But we are, in a huge way, being called to walk into this new life. And now it's like they're saying it is time. Like, it is time. We are ready to come all the way into ourselves. We're ready to move forward on this path. We have cleared out the distractions, or we're clearing it out. We're clearing out those attachments, the last strains of codependency, the abandonment wounds, all of that. And it feels like a true moving forward. And this energy, the 1111 gateway energy, like now through winter solstice, and beyond, and through March of 2019, you have an amazing time of creation. Like, it feels like creating what you want, dreaming about what you want, nurturing what you want, nurturing your projects. Now, today is November 8th, and as I mentioned in the New Moon in Scorpio video, November 8th is Jupiter returning home to its home sign of Sagittarius. Now, Jupiter's all about big, like go big or go home. And they're saying nurturing your big ideas, expansion, growth. If you read my newsletter that I sent out a few days ago, it's all about expansion and growth and venturing out of our comfort zone, and stepping out of this cycle of maybe where we've been hermiting, and connecting with others, traveling, doing, learning. We're moving into that phase, and this also means nurturing our big ideas, and nurturing the things that we wanted to do, our projects, our mission. And so as a reminder, I'm holding the workshop this weekend on 11/11. We get to spend 11/11 together. It's at 2 p.m. Eastern time, which is New York time. And it's called Channeling Your Muses, if you haven't checked it out yet. And it's all about how we bring these big ideas and these big projects, or these, these brands, these missions into life. How you do it spiritually and energetically, and how you do it practically in this world. And then how you anchor in the 5D timelines and bring things into manifestation, and how you energetically align with all of that. We'll be talking about all of those things, and giving you some really valuable tools. So if you haven't signed up yet, there's still another day to register, and it's still open on the website, theilluminguru.com. Click on sessions, and it's the Channeling Your Muses workshop. But there's a reason why I held that workshop, or I'm holding that workshop on 11/11. It's because we're in an optimal time to be looking at our projects, to be focusing on them, to be thinking about them, to be nurturing them. Now, many of you get overwhelmed and you're like, I don't know where to begin. It feels like there's so much to do. And some of you just want to devour the whole thing at once, or you want to bite off more than you can chew. And then that becomes a very deflating process as well. Or you go at it really heavily at the beginning and with a lot of energy and zest, but then that sort of dies out. So we're going to talk a lot about how you sustain the energy, how you take baby steps, how you nurture the project slowly, but how fruition and manifestation can come quite quickly. And this is a huge aspect of the energy that we're in right now, because we have a tremendous opportunity with this heightened energy to anchor in our 5D timelines. With this expansion, with this, getting on our path, getting on our mission, nurturing our true gifts, all of that is an opportunity to connect with your soul tribe. You are just going to have lots of opportunities to do that. And these are not just tribe members. These are friends. These are new friends coming in for you. Like, you're going to look around and go like, oh my God, I'm in a room full of people that are like me. This is so awesome. And people think alike, and I'm not weird, and I actually fit. But then you're going to make these one-on-one connections, and they're going to really become your friends. I mean, like lifelong friends. So we're meeting new friends. We're also meeting divine life partners. And some of you, you're like, you've been on this trajectory, and maybe you thought you were with a twin and you're not, or you've already been on the ascension path and you can feel your twin coming in. You're meeting your twin flames now. You are, between now and I feel like March or May sometime. So many pairings are going to take place. And a lot of this too is like, think about how many karmic relationships are ending. So this is freeing twin flames to step into the unions and step into the reunions, because many of you haven't met your twins yet. You may think you have, but you haven't. And you're going to be. So that's going to be quite amazing, because as I said, although we're in a season of breakups and divorces right now, next year it's going to be all weddings and joint mission and people of like consciousness joining together to serve mission and to enjoy their lives together, to enjoy the newfound alignment together, to enjoy the higher realms of consciousness together. So if that's something that's appealing for you, keep it in mind. Keep it in mind. Especially coming out of cycles where things may have not been working, like maybe you were struggling in a relationship, or something just felt like there was too much push-pull, or like where you really just have that desire to move forward. Tell the universe, I'm desiring to meet people of a higher consciousness. I'm wanting that. I welcome it, right? Set that intention. Because it's coming for you. And the more you put yourself out there and the more you stay focused on your path, this means you've cleared out the distractions. Now you can actually align. Now you're aligning with yourself. And in that way, you can put the energy towards your projects, towards what you should be doing, what you came here to do. And you're going to hear that. So some of you say, like, I have so many different ideas and so many different things that I could do. I don't know what my mission is. But know that your mission is going to change. Your mission there's going to be stepping stones of your mission. It's going to look like this now, and then you're going to develop something else and something else. And that's the process of creativity and in building and following the path and following what is calling to you. So listen to what's calling to you. Listen to the things that are the loudest that are calling to you, and make the steps towards them. Because I do feel that making the steps towards them now is what's going to enable you to anchor them into reality come spring. It could be a very rapid process when we get out of our way, especially with this heightened energy. The only thing that will block us is ourselves, is our doubt, our fear, any levels of attachment that we're still hanging on to others, or addictions, or outside forces, or cycles, anything that's, bringing us down or has kept us stuck. We're needing to release that now so that we can move forward. But many of you are. That's the good news. And so I pulled some cards. So I'm just going to spread these out here. Okay. So I'm using the Star Child Tarot deck. Okay. And I just pulled 4 cards for us. And so the first card is the Page of Swords. And this is someone who's ready to start on the new path. Okay. These swords are like the past. It's like leaving the past behind. It's saying she's got her arms open for the new, and she's facing out to the new. And I love how there's the dark and the light. This is the integration of her shadow side. Like this, it's the moon. This is like, I'm aligned. I'm integrating. I'm leaving the past behind. I'm ready to walk that new path. I'm going to step right into it. And that's, many of you are in the position to do this. And maybe you just put that last dagger in the ground, or maybe that last dagger you just took out of your back or out of your heart, and give yourself time to heal around that. But I do feel like shortly after, you're going to be moving forward, and that's what this is talking about. You are moving forward in a new way, on a new path, and you're open to the new. You're facing it, and you're ready for it, right? And then next to that, we have the 8 of Crystals, which is, the magic is in your hands. You get to create. And this feels like, that she's quite grounded too, as she's balancing this. So for those of you who have struggled with your own manifestation energy, they're saying this is a time where you're going to strike a balance with it. You're going to learn how to stay grounded in the 3D and do your sort of magician work, let's say, to create what you want, to anchor in those 5D timelines, to nurture your projects, and to really, really, really align with your manifestation power. You have a tremendous manifestation power. And this is also, she's looking out to the new, right? She's not looking back at the past. She's facing what she wants to create. She's, looking out to the expansion. She's, and this juggling, right? This is like the balance of many aspects of your life and what you want to create. Okay. And then we see this, and we have the Temperance card, which is really, I think, reinforcing that idea of balance. And I feel like it's the balance that we're trying to strike between the material world and the spiritual world. It's where we've struggled. Some of you have said, like, I like to live up in here because that's where it feels good to me. And when I come down here into the 3D world, I don't feel like I fit in, or people don't understand me, or, so it's hard for you to find the blend or integrate the two worlds. And this is showing me that we're moving into a phase where we're going to get really good at doing that, at becoming spiritual people in the material world. And you are going to find many other tribe members mastering the same aspects. So you'll be meeting them in the 3D. I do feel like you'll be collaborating with them. It's part of how we're going to create this balance. Okay, so it's like, it's not just you alone in your room up in the spiritual realm anymore, burning your sage and lighting your candles. And, it's really going to be like you with the tribe, and that's going to anchor you. So it's like, wow, we can have heaven on earth. We can have our ideas come to fruition. We can have our soul tribe and all of our soul family right here in the now. This is going to create a sense of belonging and a much more integrated sense of being for many of you on this journey. Okay. And then we have the Oppression card, which is really, where we've not been standing in our truth, where there have been situations or people that we've stayed attached to that have, not been able to see us for who we are, in which we felt stifled, suffocated, or not seen or understood. And this is just reminding us that we have the ability to create that truth right now, to release the places, the people, the situations that have oppressed us. We're seeing this on the world stage. And, how you do this is up to you. For some, like say in the United States, I don't know, some of you watch this from other countries, but like you're probably aware of the election that we just had, the midterm election. So many are showing up to vote, right? And to, cast their vote because they feel oppressed by our president or the political climate right now. And so they're showing up to speak out. And the others, like myself, like I've never voted, I'm never going to vote. I don't put my energy there. It doesn't make me a bad person. It makes me one that puts my energy into other things. And I do my part by healing myself and uplifting others. And that changes the world and uplifts humanity in itself. Some of you might not agree with that, but that's how I feel about it. That's how I see it. So they're saying that how you speak out or speak your truth or live your truth is up to you. You don't need the approval of others, right? You don't need that anymore. You can actually release those judgments. You can release those conflicts. You can release that. And they're saying, and you can rip off the robe, the mask, the whatever, and just go live your life and do it the way that you want to do it. So this very much feels like breaking away from situations, could be jobs, could be the relationships that we're leaving that are now freeing us. Again, open hands, it's like the power is in our hands, open hands to the new direction, our truth, showing who we are. And so I'll leave you with those messages. Remember, this is a very heightened energy for our focus, our mission, our projects. And if you need guidance, let's say, working through the releasing of relationships, the letting go, the, healing the final strands of the abandonment wounds, or just seeking guidance for what the next steps are in your journey, don't hesitate to reach out, have a quick session with me, touch in so that we can help you clear whatever blocks you're needing to move fearlessly along your path here in this next phase. Because we are going into a new phase, and we have been headed there for quite some time, but it feels like we're actually there now and creating it. So that we're going to have a very amped up energy. There's going to be a lot of excitement, and you're probably going to feel that if you haven't felt it already. And think about how when so many people are doing this together, coming all the way into themselves, clearing out the wounds, staying focused on their missions, just think about how many opportunities are going to be to collaborate, about how the energy will be so infectious, how we're going to uplift one another, excite one another, even if we don't come in contact with each other. It's the energy of the collective all getting, focused on their mission at once and, moving forward fearlessly into their new life. That is all going to trickle into the energy and the understanding of all of us, right? So what you do is very important. You coming into yourself, you getting onto this new path is uplifting others in a huge, 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 huge way. So remember that. And wishing you a happy 11/11. And I'll see you all soon, okay? Love to you. Mwah. Bye.